Agenda 4 was meant to deal with the weightiest challenges Kenya has faced in a bid to deal with the underbelly of discontent that led to the 2007 post-election violence. But 5 months to an election, has Kenya made significant strides in ensuring we do not return to the violence? And Kiguta reports.
Agenda Item 4 under the National Dialogue and Reconciliation Talks was meant to address the long-term issues that Kenya was facing in a bid to ensure the likelihood of political violence in future was brought down to minimal levels. The issues included constitutional, legal and institutional reforms, as well as fighting poverty and inequality, youth unemployment and instituting land reforms. So how has Kenya fared so far? Reforms expert Karuti Kanyingi says Kenya has done fairly well. In a statement to KTN, Kanyingi said Kenya has achieved most of the key elements under Agenda 4, which include a new constitution and judicial reforms. He points out that the constitution provides an opportunity to address other issues that caused inequality in the country, such as underdevelopment of some areas and a lack of an inclusive government, which has now been addressed by devolution. The judiciary has also been hailed as one of the most transformed institutions in today's Kenya, one that has stood up to the executive and parliament in recent times. But Kanyingi points out the emerging threat, that of disobeying court orders in order to sabotage the institution. Parliament remains in the spotlight as one of the most disappointing institutions. While it boasts passing new laws to operationalize the constitution, many key pieces of legislation such as the Leadership and Integrity Bill have been watered down. Kanyingi observes that this has been occasioned by vested interests in Parliament and that it is these interests that are undermining the fundamental principles Kenyans stood for by voting for the new constitution. Land reforms in Kenya remain unimpressive. While there have been efforts to undertake land reforms, they are stuck at the blueprint stage. Odenda Lumumba, the national coordinator for the Kenya Land Alliance, says there appears to be a lack of spirit to implement reforms. Despite the approval of a national land policy, he laments little more has been done. Urgent attention must be paid to legislating community land law, in the absence of which Kenya may witness violent confrontations to resolve the issue. IDPs are yet to be resettled, compounding the land issues as we head to the elections. Other than institutional reform, Agenda 4 sought to deal with youth unemployment. The ANN team had targeted an average of 740,000 new jobs to be created each year from 2008 to 2012. Figures from the National Bureau of Statistics indicate that we have managed a little more than half of the target annually, with only 1.6 million new jobs being created since 2007. And while scandals like those which marred the Kazi Kwa Vijana initiative cannot be ignored, analysts say the economy has not recovered sufficiently to bolster jobs growth. Ann Kiguta, KTN.